Hey everybody, welcome to more collection talk with the Hobby Drifter. Um, this is the Spider-Man manga series. It's not in any way related to the 70s era Japanese Spider-Man TV series with the Emissary from Hell and the Kamen Rider bike and the Power Ranger robot. This is a completely different, earlier retelling of Spider-Man set in contemporary Japan. It was released from 1970 through 1971 in a Japanese youth magazine, and because of that, these stories are very easy to read. There's plenty of furigana for all of the kanji, so if you want to use it to practice Japanese, this is the kind of thing for you. It's set around the character Yu Komori, who is the stand-in for Peter Parker, and it starts off the same way as the Spider-Man stories and Radioactive Spider, Great Power, Great Responsibility. Volumes 1 and 2 are fairly standard Spider-Man stories, just set in Japan. He fights the Lizard and Electro in them, and from Volume 3. There's a very huge tonal shift where it's more he's fighting gangsters, and it's more typical Japanese youth stuff. I mean, not that Japanese youths are fighting gangsters, but that was what youth entertainment was. There's a lot of gang stuff published around that time. A lot of this was released in English mid-90s by Marvel, translated. Except for some of it didn't make the cut. Some stuff from Volume 3 with Spider-Man having a fantasy about a girl that he likes, and then feeling really, really bad about it, didn't make it into the translation. But otherwise, this set is really nice. It's been released at least 3 times. It was released, years and years ago. Very basic, very boring covers. Every cover was the same with a different color Spider-Man logo. Then there was a pocket-sized version, 5 pocket-sized volumes, which, while convenient, not super easy to read. The print is very tiny. But then this is the set that was released in the Ikegami Ryoichi Masterpiece 3 series. He's the artist. And yet, each of these books has a really nice painted cover. Notice the eyes are a little bit more yellow than the Western version. Love this image. This image is just great. The Spider-Man on the really nicely textured tatami mats. And each of these books includes a fold-out poster of the main character, usually unmasked, along with some of the artwork from the series. And it's typical Japanese 70s manga. Yeah, the first 2 volumes of this series are the easiest to find. If you go to pretty much any secondhand bookstore, you should find parts 1 and 2 with little difficulty. 3, 4, and 5 are a little bit harder to come by. Probably released in a slightly smaller print run. Plus, there were changes in the writing staff, as I've mentioned before the start of Volume 3. So, yeah, that's the Japanese Spider-Man manga. It's pretty good. If you're into Spider-Man, if you're into manga, check it out. It's very slice of history. Not not the most challenging Japanese to get through, and of course, there are the Marvel releases that were translated into English. So yeah, that's my look at the Japanese Spider-Man manga. Until next time, take care and happy hobbying.